Ma'am, maybe let's have a situationer sa ating mga workers. NEDA says mukhang nag-improve naman. We've been in reopening the economy mode for a number of weeks already. Now they're saying it's now at 8.7%. We remember sometime in the middle of the year, it was at around 17, almost 18% unemployment rate. Kamusta po ngayon ang unemployment?
That's right po. Nag-improve po ng kaunti ang ating unemployment rate if you compare that with the July round labor force survey, which is at 10%, and that's equivalent to about 4 million Filipinos unemployed. But that's a big improvement already from where we started at the height of the pandemic po. Nung April round of the labor force survey, where you said it right, that's 17.7% unemployment rate, and that is equivalent to about 7.3 million Filipinos unemployed. So now we're down to 3.8 million Filipinos unemployed at a rate of 8.7%.
Now, if you can start on either side of that, yeah. So both which sectors are leading in recovering and which are laggards?
Okay, in terms of the sectors that we are looking at winning this COVID-19 pandemic, that's more of the health-related sectors and, of course, public services. But in terms of net employment loss, if you talk about the average for the year, then you would have the transport and logistics. You also have accommodation and food service, which are both to us tourism-related. And then you also have arts, entertainment, recreation, and the wholesale and retail trade. So these are this make up most of the services where we lost about 2.2 million net employment loss if we compare 2020 versus 2019 labor force survey rounds.
Pero ito sa mga urban areas lang ba to? What about in the provinces? Which particular labor sectors really suffered? Agriculture siguro po, no?
Yung agri po, medyo bumawi po tayo this year in a pandemic situation because in terms of yung food production po natin ay okay yan. Actually, agriculture nga lang yung nag-gain if you compare that with industry and services.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's good to hear. So,
yes.
Okay. But you don't count as labor farmers, do you? You don't?
We do. Both agriculture and fishing and aquaculture. So that makes up your agri sector.
So hindi sila affected nung yeah.
Geographically po, which regions or provinces are the worst hit?
Well, it's the national. It's actually the National Capital Region that's hardest hit because National Capital Region would account for about 30 to 35% of the entire workforce of the country, and then you would have regions 4A or the Calabar zone and also region 3.
In that order po, in that order.
Yeah.
Okay, what about but if you take if you look beyond the Philippines, yung OFW sector naman po na napakahalaga rin sa atin. Ano po yung itsura ng ating OFW sector?
Well, about 500 to 600 overseas Filipino workers have been affected, and it might increase until the end of this year. We're looking at around 700 at the most, but hopefully it will not reach that big. So far, those who have...
You mean 1,000, no?
Sorry, 700.
700,000. Sorry. Those who have returned to the country from our data is like May until now, it's about 350,000 who have already been repatriated, but there are over 100,000 more in overseas posts that have not been repatriated or have decided to stay on site.
Sino mga workers yan, ma'am? Sino mga workers yan? Are they workers from the Middle East, halimbawa? Were they working in Europe? Where were they working prior to the pandemic?
Most of them are from the Middle East because bulk of our overseas Filipino workers also work in the Middle East. And if you look at the profile of those who have returned, most of them also are domestic workers. And there are a certain percentage of professionals, medical workers, and technicians.
In the meantime po, kamusta naman po yung mga assistance that's been extended to our workers, especially during COVID? There's a lot of concern about cash aid being budgeted pagkatapos hindi rin na distribute. Kamusta po specifically when it comes to DOLE programs to provide cash assistance to displaced workers?
Opo, under the Bayanihan 2, Bayanihan to Recover as one, or we call it Bayanihan 2, DOLE has 13 billion for its camp to pad and AKAP. So that's for the formal sector, informal sector workers, and overseas Filipino workers. We have already downloaded most of this 13 billion to our regional offices who are implementing these programs. And as of today, as we celebrate the 87th anniversary of the Department of Labor and Employment, we look at our data and we were able to reach about 800,000 workers already since November 3 up to now. And we would still be reaching more because our target is about 1.4 million workers nationwide, and including our overseas Filipino workers. So hopefully we will be able to reach our target.
Yeah. If you don't mind po, what does downloaded to the regional offices mean? Does that mean umabot na doon sa workers or naipasa pa lang sa regional offices?
Naipasa na po yung pera, yung cash sa atin pong mga regional offices, and for the 800,000 workers that I mentioned earlier have already benefited from that 13 billion funds that the DOLE has.
Magkano na nga po ba yan? Ano na yan? Yung sorry. Yeah, go ahead, Robbie.
Yeah, just to clarify quickly, yung 800,000 beneficiaries na naabot na, that represents what percentage of the target?
If we target 1.4, then we're halfway or even a little over 50% of our target already.